How's it going, everybody? It's your boy, and we are back with some Marshall football following our 1 week hiatus, where we are once again your source for all of the best football takes as rated by me and me alone. I am once again joined by my father. Dad, would you like to say hello?
Hello?
And as you know, the NFL season is over, but that does not mean this podcast has to end anytime soon. We have in front of us a list of Bears free agents as well as the roster for the Bears, the depth chart even from this past year, so that we can make informed decisions on who we'd like to re-sign, who we are fine with just letting walk. Dad, you said you have numbers up for like cap stuff, right?
Yeah, so if a player is under contract for 2026, I have their base salary and their cap number, their dead money and cap savings if they were like a June 1st cut.
Yeah.
I also have their snap count information from last year to help us talk about that. So the percentage of snaps that they took on offense, defense, special teams, and so forth.
Yes.
So.
Now, I did just mention cap, and that is going to be a huge issue for the Bears. For those of you who have watched my Bears rebuild that I did early in the season, the Bears, or at least the first episode, right? The Bears don't have a lot of cap space. It is that is a huge issue for them, in large part due to people we've signed, especially our guy Joe Tooney, Protector of the Year Joe Tooney, who we just signed to a massive 4 year extension this past season or this past off season. Excuse me.
Yeah, he will have a base salary of 16 million, guaranteed 16 million as well. His cap number would be 21.5 million dollars this upcoming season.
Yeah,
Worth it, and they couldn't afford to cut him if they wanted to.
yeah,
If they did cut him, it would actually be an additional cap hit of not an additional cap, it would be a cap hit of $4.5 million if they were to cut him this year. So uh, not going to cut him for many reasons. I
oh,
mean, obviously
absolutely, yeah,
he's worth every penny they're paying.
yes. Now, because we are talking about about free agents, there is a bit of an elephant in the room that we aren't going to go into in too much detail in this episode, but I feel that it bears mentioning. The Miami Dolphins released a whole bunch of guys. Uh, I believe they released one of their offensive linemen recently too.
Yeah, they cut at
Yeah,
least 5 or 6 guys.
yeah, no, they are, and that tells me they are probably not super confident in Tua because if they were confident in him, they would not be doing this massive fire sale.
It's definitely a rebuild year for them.
Yeah,
They've got a bunch of guys who are making a ton of money and they don't feel like they're close enough to compete in the AFC East, so they are hitting the reset button.
yeah. Now, I don't mean to do much projecting here for the next season. We'll get into that as the offseason progresses. But I will say this, and this should kind of tell you how I feel about about the draft already. Uh, if you're a Quinn Ewers fan, get ready to watch him work because I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
I really do. After they already benched Tua and now this fire sale, I
You think that they're going to turn to him? That
yeah,
could be.
and I don't think that they're going to be drafting any QBs not at their position.
I think they'll at least have him in the conversation. I mean,
Yeah,
he'll get a shot.
yeah, absolutely. I really don't think there's any way he doesn't get a shot. But
Right.
we are not focusing
That's
on the Dolphins today.
Yeah, that's for a future episode.
We are talking about our very own Chicago Bears. And as you can see, I am gesturing to my Bears flag that I have on the wall. Um, and we have quite a few people going into free agency here. Um,
Yes, we do.
Would you like to start us off, Dad? Because you have it by position and I do not.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want just the free agents?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's run it down alphabetically. So I have all the corners and safeties combined together as defensive backs. I got defensive line, in which is defensive ends and defensive tackles, and offensive line is all the positions, right? Just
Yeah.
to make it a little easier to group them. So let's start out with the defensive backs. And in the defensive back category, we have, as free agents, we have Jaquan Brisker,
Yep.
Kevin Byard,
Yep.
CJ Gardner Johnson,
I don't have him on this
we
list, interestingly enough.
Elijah Hicks,
Yep. Have him.
Jalen Jones,
Yep.
Nick McLeod,
Yep.
Jonathan Owens, and
Yep.
Nashawn Wright.
Yeah. Nashawn Wright's going to be a big talking point. Um,
Yeah.
I'll start off with
So
him, I
so
think. Um,
okay. So guys that are under contract,
yeah.
just so that we're have a fair comparison. We got Josh Blackwell.
Yes.
He's more of a special teams guy. He played 62% of the special team snaps. Hardly saw any time on defense.
Yeah.
Uh, you got you got Dallas Flowers, who has 8 snaps on
Yeah.
special teams. So I think he may get it. He may come to camp, but I don't think
Yeah.
he's long for the team. Uh, you got Zoff Frazier, who interestingly enough, I don't have any. There's a couple of guys that I couldn't get the
Yeah.
offensive and defensive snaps for. Don't have anything for him.
Well, he is a
Uh,
he
you,
is a rookie this past year.
yeah, I think he missed
Yeah.
some time too. So,
Yeah.
Kyler Gordon played very sparingly due to injuries. He only
Yeah.
played just under 11% of the defensive snaps. Jalen Johnson, again, many injuries. He played a little
Yes.
over 26% of the snaps. Uh, Another guy in a contract is Dante Manning. I think he could easily go, as well as Gervais Owens, and Terrell Smith was on IR for the whole
Yeah.
season, looking to earn 1.1 million with a guarantee, no guarantee money, but if he sticks around, he'd count 1.2 against the cap.
Yeah.
He also has Tyreek Stevenson under contract for
Yep.
3.6 million. Uh, he played 54% of the defensive snaps, but his
Yeah.
cap number would be just over 4 million. So, but let's get into the guys that are free agents.
Yeah.
So
Now,
you got Jaquan Brisker.
yeah, Jaquan Brisker
He
is an
played
interesting one.
99
Yeah.
of the defensive snaps,
Yeah.
99.91 to be precise.
I do like Jaquan Brisker. I think he is a very solid player.
hmm
The thing is, and I know this from having played Madden. I also know that the cap space is being increased, and Madden doesn't really cover that very well. Um, but I know that our cap space is very low, and I do not know that we have what it takes to re-sign Jaquan Brisker. If we
So
do,
here's the thing.
yeah,
You have to, when you talk about Jaquan Brisker, you also have to
yeah,
talk about Kevin Byard, right? Those are your
yes,
two starting safeties. Literally one snap difference between them on the year. Brisker played 100. I'm sorry, 1,072. Byard played 1,071.
yes,
Now Brisker is only 26 and Byard is 32, but Byard made the Pro Bowl,
yeah,
right? So you've got money maybe for probably one of these two,
yes,
but not both.
yeah. Now, Jonathan Owens, because he's a strong safety and not a free safety, he's more tackle oriented, and that's a little
He's
less
also
flashy.
He's also a free agent and played.
Yes,
Jonathan Owens was spent most of his time on special teams, 57, almost
yeah,
58% of the snaps. He only played 47 snaps on
yeah,
defense, so I would not count him as a guy that would step in and be one of your
yeah.
starters.
I do like Jaquan Brisker. I really do. But if it is between Kevin Byard and Jaquan Brisker, only one of these guys led the league in any stat. and that's Kevin Byard, who led the league in interceptions. And I understand that he's probably not going to produce like that again next year. They're going to have him figured out, and he's getting older, so he's gonna start falling off. But you can't. It's hard to predict that. And Kevin Byard showed out in a way that he hadn't as of late. So I think he's got some. I think he's got some left in the tank. Quite honestly, I'd like to see him for a year or two more. And Jaquan Brisker, I love him to death, but I just if it's between the two, I personally think it's got to be Kevin Byard.
Yeah, so this is a difficult choice, right? Both guys played more than 99% of the snaps.
Yes.
So both were healthy basically the whole year. The Here's where the difference is between the two players. Brisker is a big, heavy hitter, and because of that, in previous seasons, had multiple concussions.
Yeah.
So he managed to avoid that this season, which is fantastic, and he very well may be rid of them for the rest of his career. Who knows? Uh, However, when you're playing in uh, the scheme that they are in, the premium is on takeaways.
Yes.
The big hits are fantastic. They're fun to watch. They bring a toughness to the team. That is, you can't understate that. It is an important characteristic of playing for the Chicago Bears on both sides of the ball. Um, but in the end, I'm going to agree with you that I think that Kevin Byard is the guy that you would prefer to bring back, depending on money. Um, because he does get takeaways, and he has gotten takeaways most places he's been. We have retained our defensive back coach, which is fantastic. At least so
Yes.
far we have. Um, and I think that under that scheme with that coach, that he will continue to uh, at least be in a position to
Yes.
get takeaways, if not actually get the numbers that he got this year. So yes, I would, even though he's 32, I would happily sign him to a 2-year deal with some incentives, as long as the money's not too crazy.
Yes.
So out of those two, I would agree that Byard is the guy you want to keep.
Now, just real quick, because we do have some advertisements that are popping up, I do just want to state that we are in no way sponsored or affiliated with any company that you see on this channel.
We ain't getting no money from nobody.
Correct. So all these companies that you're seeing pop up on ads, and I'm sure you can see what websites we're using for this information too. We are not sponsored by any of them. Just to throw that out there. Now,
Okay. So
we have
next
some
up,
other
I would
defensive
say,
backs.
yeah. So next up, I would say the conversation switches to your slot corner,
Yeah.
or at least alphabetically. And so Gardner Johnson is an unrestricted free agent, and then he plays the same position essentially as Kyler Gordon.
Now again, the
Kyler,
weird thing that I have here is I don't have CJ on the list.
yeah, he is definitely a free agent, an
Yeah.
unrestricted free agent. He is 28. Kyler Gordon is 26. Um, CJ is a guy that tries to get in people's head, right? So
Yeah.
he's chippy with people, and sometimes that causes him problems. He played uh, due to injuries to Kyler Gordon. They signed him mid-season,
Yes.
and it was a fantastic mid-season
Oh,
signing.
absolutely.
Uh, he came in and had some impact right away. They are similar players, but Kyler physically is a little faster, in my opinion, and a
Yeah.
little twitchier, in my opinion. Uh, but due to the injuries, Kyler only played 10.9% of the snaps,
Yeah.
whereas CJ ended up playing
Yeah.
52.66%. And like I said, they signed him
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 games into the year.
Yeah.
So
Now the thing is, CJ
Here's
Gardner Johnson,
here's
like you said, is a little slower. I think he could almost slot in at safety instead of corner.
He could, so that might be an option there. Here's the thing: you're not good. You can't get rid of Kyler Gordon.
Yeah.
Uh, he's a young guy. He just signed new paper last off season. He's got a guaranteed salary of 10 million. If you were to cut him, it would cost you 4.5 million against the cap. So you wouldn't actually get any
Yes.
cap savings. So Kyler's not going anywhere. The question is, do you attempt to sign CJ Gardner Johnson?
Well, as we just discussed, we would prefer to keep Kevin Byard and get rid of Jaquan Brisker, right?
Hmm.
I think that that re-signing CJ Gardner Johnson, if we have the money after getting Kevin Byard, uh re-signing CJ Gardner Johnson and putting him in at strong safety may be potentially an elegant solution to that problem if it works out. Um,
I I would like to bring him back, but it comes down to money.
yes,
I
it
can't
really
I
does.
can't I can't pay him, I'll say top three
Yeah,
like not top three at the position, top three of my corners, right?
yeah,
I can't pay him like another starter, essentially
yeah,
is what I'm saying.
and
Because I'm already paying
that does
King
bring a
Johnson and Kyler Gordon
yeah,
high amounts of money. So I can't pay
yeah,
him huge money. If he's willing to come back on a low deal with a lot of
yeah,
incentives, sure, but I don't know that he's going to be
yeah,
willing to do that. He played
yeah.
well enough that he's probably going to test the market.
And additionally, you've gotta recognize he was a starter on the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl.
Exactly. So he's going to expect an
Yeah,
opportunity to compete for a starting job.
yeah,
So I don't, as much as I would like to see him back, I don't think he's back because I think
yeah,
he will get an opportunity somewhere.
yeah. Now, I could see him getting paid less because there's a reason he's not a starter with the Eagles, and there's a reason he never made starter with the Texans, and that's because of his off the field shenanigans. Once he was with the Bears, those kind of stopped. But he had some attitude issues that
It
maybe
will,
were
it will
fixed.
hurt, yeah, it will hurt
Yeah,
him in earning top money,
yeah,
but I think he will get an opportunity for more money than the Bears can offer him
yeah. That is quite possible. Um,
because that because
yeah,
of the third starting position we need to talk about in terms of the defensive backfield, and that is the decision between Tyreek Stevenson and Nashawn Wright. Now, Tyreek is under contract.
yes,
Okay, he has a uh, guaranteed money of nothing. But if you keep him, his cap is 4 million. If you let him go, if you cut him, you can save 3.6 million.
yeah,
But is he better than Nashawn Wright? Now Tyreek played almost 55% of the snaps. Nashawn played just over 97%. And as you've
yes,
said many times, and correctly, if he's not turning the ball over or taking the ball away, he's often getting out of position.
yeah,
Nashawn Wright is. So when it comes to those two, do you stick with the guy who you got signed? You know what it's going to cost you, or do you try to sign Nashawn Wright, who you know you're going to have to pay starter money?
yeah,
And if I flip over and look at uh, over the cap, and I look at cornerbacks for the 2026, or I'm sorry, okay, average per year, your top two guys are making 30 million, right?
yeah,
If we that's Ahmad Gardner and Derek Stingley Jr. If we look at Jalen Johnson, he's making 19 million a year.
yeah,
I'm gonna say that he would make at least Kyler Gordon money, okay, between Kyler Gordon and Jalen Johnson money, so 13.3 million. So somewhere between 13 and 19 million a year. Are you willing to pay Nashawn Wright 13, somewhere between 13 and 19 million a year, or do you let him walk and stick with Tyreek Stevenson, who you know is going to cost you $4 million?
That is an excellent question. And I think there would be a lot of people out there who just look at those turnover numbers and would say, yeah, bring back Nashawn Wright. Led the league in total turnovers, by the way, Nashawn Wright. But
Yeah.
I think the reason that happened is the ball was put near him more often because opposing defenses knew that he gets lost by the receiver a lot. They throw it his way and sometimes he benefits from it is sort of what I'm getting at here.
Okay, so do you think that he will benefit from a full off season with starter reps, whereas last year he was just looking to try to make the team?
Yeah, that is possible, but when you're talking defensive players, unless they are like on that, when you're talking secondary players in particular, right? You are looking for most of the time their name is not getting called. Nashawn Wright, sometimes it's great to hear their name called because they've got an interception or other kind of turnover, right? But
Mhm.
a lot of the time when you hear a defensive back's name getting called, it is because he's gotten burned by the wide receiver or the tight end. And that's not what you like to hear. For better or for worse, even when Tyreek Stevenson was getting significant reps out there, we did not hear his name called all that often.
Yeah. So you're saying stick with Stevenson, let
Yeah.
Wright walk?
Yeah. Stick with the guy that we know is going to cost us less money, who we know is solid, versus the guy who's kind of a toss up and is going to cost us more money.
So here's where the cap money hurts us most, right? We have a, I'll say, an excess of players that we would like to have in the defensive back room,
Yeah.
safeties and corners alike. Um, we're already paying, like I said, Jalen Johnson a ton of money, and we're paying Kyler Gordon a ton of money. And if
Yes.
we are able to persuade back Kevin Byard, he is going to make a lot of money. So
Yes.
you will have three guys making, I'll call it. Let me flip back over here. Where is Jalen, Kyler Gordon? I'll call it top 20. You have three guys making top 20 money in their positions.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I go to, let me look at the safeties.
And these are at positions where there's a lot of guys in the league.
Right. Safety is one of the I'll say easier positions to find a decent guy.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to say that he's probably in the all right. The top guy, Kyle Hamilton, averaging
Yes.
25 a year. I'm going to say that he's probably in that maybe Minka Fitzpatrick area, which is
Mm,
like 16. So even if you say he's definitely above what Harrison Smith was at at this season. Harrison Smith was a fantastic safety for a long time. Not the same player this year.
yeah.
He was making 10 million, so you're going to pay probably Kevin Byard somewhere at least 13 to 15 million.
Okay.
So
Hello?
ready? Hello, can you
You
hear me?
froze there for a second.
Okay, you're going. My point is, with if you get Kevin Byard back, you're going to have three guys that are making at least 13 million a year.
Yes.
So I don't know that you're going to be able to bring Nashawn Wright back no matter what you want to do.
Yeah.
I would like to have him back and see if he could develop. He's only 27. Like I said, he played 97% of the snaps. He's going to get starter money somewhere is the problem. And
Yeah.
I don't think that the Bears can afford to give him starter money, especially when they have Tyreek Stevenson under contract. He's going to cost them $4 million against the cap. You also have Terrell Smith, who missed the entire season on injured reserve, who actually had an inside track to potentially take that starting corner spot on the opposite Jalen Johnson. He's only going to cost you 1.2 million. So you've got two potential guys that can come in and play potentially decent. And you could always try to find a journeyman in free agency if you need to.
Yes.
So I think that because of the cap, I think that Nashawn Wright is moves on.
Yeah. Um.
But that still leaves us with
uh,
one, two,
yeah.
three, four other free agents.
Yeah. Nashawn Wright.
Okay.
Let somebody else pick up their Jameis Winston of the defense.
Yeah, I think he'll be a starter for certain. Um, and I think he'll improve given starter reps.
Yeah.
I just don't think it'll be for the Bears
Yeah.
because of the cap money.
Yeah.
Uh, so we have a couple other guys. I'm sorry, four other guys that
Yes.
were all special teams guys. Okay. Uh, you had Elijah Hicks, who played 67% of the special teams snaps.
Yeah.
Jalen Jones, who played 48%. Both of them played a little bit on defense, but not significant.
Yeah.
You've got Nick McLeod, who actually played 31% of the special team snaps and 40% of the defensive snaps because he was filling in for Brisker and Byard. Was a rotation guy in that safety,
Yeah.
and also played. I think he played some slot corner
He
occasionally.
was. He is listed as. Uh. He is listed at. I don't know what NB means on the depth chart here.
Nickelback. So he
Yeah,
filled in a
Nickelback. Yeah.
lot for Kyler Gordon
Yeah.
and spelled C.J. Johnson.
Yeah.
So he played a lot of corner, I guess. Actually, is what he
Yeah.
did. And then you have Jonathan Owens, who played 57% of
Yes.
the special team snaps.
Yeah.
Now, typically you're going to
Mr.
have
Simone Biles himself.
yes, Mr. Simone Biles. So typically your core special teams guys, you have your kicker, your long snapper, your punter, and then you have one guy uh, that you pick that you pay money to, right? That you pay a lot of money to come in and be your core special teams guy. That's actually Josh Blackwell. He's got either Josh Blackwell or Elijah Hicks, right? Josh Blackwell's under contract still, going to make 2.6 against the cap. So really it comes down to, do you want to pay another special teams ace or do you let these guys walk?
Yeah. Um. That's the thing is special teams players are. I feel like not the hardest to find.
Special teams players are, by definition, they're going to be
Yeah.
your fringe players,
Yeah.
right? Meaning the guys that are at the bottom of the roster, right? They're going to be
Yeah.
the guys that are,
Yes.
45, 46, 47th
Yeah.
on your game day
Now,
roster.
now, you know, are they? Is it difficult to find a really, really excellent special teams player, a la Devin Hester? Yes.
Yeah, and I forgot your returner, right? So you've got
Yeah.
five guys that you pay, right? You pay your kicker, your punter, your long snapper, your special teams maven who goes down and makes tackles, and your returner.
Yes.
So you're already paying Josh Blackwell $2 million.
Yeah.
His base salary will be 1.75. So the question is, all these other guys played a lot, and they'll play a lot for wherever they go play. Uh, but do you want to sign them to two, three, $5 million a season to be special teams aces for you?
Um. Given our cap situation, I really don't think so. And we are back. Little bit of a
So
technological issue.
the question we quickly left off with was, we already are paying a special teams maven in Josh Blackwell. Are we going to pay Elijah Hicks, Jalen Jones, Nick McLeod, and or Jonathan Owens to also be special teams mavens?
I really don't think so. We don't have a lot of cap space, and a lot of these guys, I mean, like I said, uh, special teams guys, they're easy to find a guy who will do just fine at special teams. As
I
much
won't
as
say they're easy to find, but I will agree that we don't need
yeah,
5 special teams mavens. We already
yeah,
have Josh Blackwell under contract. He has shown that he can play defense at safety if needed, even though he didn't play that much this year because of the play of Brisker and Byard. I'm comfortable sticking with him and moving on.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. These guys are, I mean, honestly, just anybody we can pick up for cheap, even in the draft, will do. For a lot of these positions, it doesn't really make sense to pay them Josh Blackwell money when Josh Blackwell is, you know, pretty good at what he does already, and honestly, probably better than these other guys.
He's at least as good
Yeah,
as them. Yes.
yeah,
All right. So let's move on to defensive line. So
yes,
this is all defensive linemen. So we've got 3 unrestricted free agents and 1 restricted free agent. So just for the audience, unrestricted free agent, they can go out and sign with any team for any amount of money and just leave. There's no compensation back to the Bears. Restricted free agent means that the Bears have the right of first refusal. So if another team comes in and offers a guy $5 million a year for 4 years, they can say yes or no. With a restricted free agent, you can tender them as either there's 2 different levels. You can tag them at the level that they were drafted. So let's say that they were drafted in the 3rd round. So if you chose not to match that offer, you would get a 3rd round pick, or you can tender them as a franchise level, which and franchise tag is the wrong term. I just can't think of the right term. You can tender them as a 1st round player.
hmm,
So if somebody decides to sign them and you don't match that offer, then they would have to give you a 1st round pick. So Daniel Hardy is a restricted free agent. I would not tender him
yes,
at 1st round. I don't. I might be interested in tendering him at the round that he was drafted, which I don't recall, and I don't have that information in front of me. But that basically means that no matter what offer he gets from another team, the Bears have a right to match that. And I would say
yes,
that as long as it's a reasonable offer, I think the Bears would match it just to get, if it's like a 2 or 3 year deal for a couple $1 million, I think they would match it just to see what they could get out of him.
yeah. Um,
The other 3 guys, what are
yes.
your thoughts on him?
Uh, my thoughts are who?
Okay.
I think
So
that
you'd
kind
be
of
willing to
sums it
let.
up. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. The only reason I say that they would be interested in keeping him is because of the tender that they um, that it when a guy is restricted, it lessens the number of teams that want to come get him unless he's really good. So the
yeah,
Bears are probably going to be able to just retain him for league minimum or very close to league minimum. I don't know that he's going to get a lot of offers.
yeah,
He played 77% of the special team snaps, but barely saw the field
yeah,
in any other capacity.
yes,
The other 3 guys are Andrew Billings, who played 47% of the defensive snaps, Dominique Robinson, who played 20% of the defensive snaps and 35% of the special team snaps, and Chris Williams, who played 20% of the defensive snaps and 4% of the special team snaps. And just to round it back out, Billings, who played 40% of the defensive snaps, also played almost 16% of the special team snaps. So let's go down in order.
I also
Andrew
have
Billings.
on my list. I have Joe Tryon Shoyinka.
I think he's a free agent. Actually, I have him listed as being. They owe him a signing bonus, but yeah, okay, they just owe him signing bonus money, so he'd be a free agent.
Yes.
He played 10% of the defensive snaps and 7% of
Yeah.
the special team snaps. So let's go down in order. Andrew Billings, are you interested in bringing him back? He's 30.
I mean, yeah, he's an older guy, and our defensive tackles have been arguably as bad as our edge rushers, if not worse. As you know, defensive tackles are your primary guys for stopping the run, and that is something we have not been able to do. I think we can find a better guy pretty easily. And if we can't put Shamar Turner in at D tackle if we have to, like our young guy there.
Shamar Turner, yeah, he was injured most of the year, so he barely saw the field.
Yeah.
I believe Billings has in previous years was our best run stuffer, and I think he helped in some degree to that effect this year. But he's 30, and they need significant improvement across the entire defensive line. So I'm willing to let him walk. Dominic Robinson.
Yeah.
To me, also, I'm willing to let him walk, and I'm willing to let Chris Williams walk. I don't know your thoughts on those guys. And try
Joe Tryon Shoyinka, who you know, I said who about Daniel Hardy earlier. That was every Bears fan's reaction when we signed this guy off the Browns.
Well, they traded from him, right? They traded him.
We traded him. Yeah.
But even though they gave up draft capital to get him, I didn't see enough to bring him back. You've got
we really just had him because we needed somebody.
Right. I mean, to me, there's a few guys that you're keeping.
Yeah.
You're keeping Montez Sweat.
Yes.
You're keeping Shamar Turner.
Yeah, well, he was a rookie, so we're keeping him anyway. Yeah.
He was a rookie. Yeah, this is only because if you were to cut these people, it would cost you cap money.
Yeah.
And the other guy you're going to keep is Grady Jarrett, even though he's 32 and didn't play particularly well. He would cost you $2 million to cut him.
How we feeling
so
about
I could see the.
How we feeling about Gervon Dexter Sr.?
Honestly, I'd be happy to let me put it this way. If I think I can draft or replace him, I'd be willing to let him walk. I'd cut him for $1.6 million cap savings because he is
25.
Third year, fourth year. Yeah, but he's third or fourth year.
Yeah.
And really has been just okay.
Yeah.
I look at these other guys, Austin Booker. Okay.
Yeah.
He came on a little bit toward the year, but okay.
Gervon Dexter. His main problem is that he clearly does not know what he's doing. Sometimes he puts in the effort, but sometimes he lays out a hit that he shouldn't and leads at the crown of his helmet. And yeah.
Right. Jonathan Garvin, who?
Yeah.
Daniel Hardy, like you said already. Grady Jarrett, like I said, it'll cost you money to cut him, so I could see him sticking around.
Yeah.
Jameer Croma, who?
Yeah.
Jeremiah Martin, who? Dio Obendango. I mean, he played 34 of the defensive snaps, 34%, but I mean, he'll cost you $1.5 million to cut him, so I could see him sticking around.
I mean, let me pull that up. He's 26.
He's 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got your ages.
He would have, if he was like a rookie, I would say he played all right. He's not a rookie.
He'll stay around because it'll cost you $1.5 million to cut him.
Yeah.
You don't have that kind of cap to play around with.
Yeah.
Dominic Robinson, I mean, not really interested.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about him as a free agent. Tryon Shoyinka, bye.
Yeah.
Shamar Turner, we're him and Chris Williams by. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's significant upgrades, and I would like to see significant new bodies
Yes.
in the defense
Yeah.
uh, line room.
Yeah. Now, just while we're at it, I would like to briefly mention that there are trade rumors about one Max Crosby. The most recent of which is him and so it is
How you gonna paint him?
I think here's the deal. I think it's the most recent trade rumor is a complete steal for the Bears if it ever went through, and completely absurd to ever make, because I think it was something like um Max Crosby and like a sixth or seventh for DJ Moore and a fifth or sixth. What?
No,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
they would
Exactly.
be they would be lunatics to give him up for that.
Right? No, I heard that and I was like, you're out. Whoever came up with that is out of their mind.
It'd have to be more a first and probably a third.
Yeah.
I
So,
that's
yeah.
can't you so for everybody out there, do not pay attention to these silly draft rumors that don't come from at least an Adam Schefter or somebody, because
Yes.
people trying to generate conversation
Yeah.
and they're ridiculous. If it sounds ridiculous, it's ridiculous. No,
Yeah.
they're not giving up Max Crosby for anything less than 2 firsts and a third.
Yeah, no, this trade rumor apparently comes from comes from this guy who I
And
guess
then
is like friends with somebody in the Raiders organization.
you
And
might
that could
get a
be
little
literally anything. And not only that,
okay.
this is I want to mention, I want to just clarify. This is not somebody in the Raiders organization saying we'd be open to this trade. This is the friend saying, "Yeah, I think this would be a good trade." No.
Right. Yeah, you might get a little bit of discount because he's older and because he's coming off of what is supposedly a significant knee repair.
Yeah.
But the end is, in the end of the day, you still have to pay the guy,
Yeah.
even if you and they don't have the money to do that.
This
So
is a
it's
top 5 edge rusher in the NFL. Unless we are making some serious like business decisions to get him here, no.
okay. If you really want to get him,
Yeah.
you can mortgage the future to get him or Miles Garrett
Yeah.
or Trey Hendrickson. But you're going to give up significant draft capital. You're going to kick the can down the road to some guys you're already paying big money to, and put yourself into deeper cap problems in the future. And then you got to pay the guy.
Yep.
Are you one player away from winning a Super Bowl? I think one of those 3 players puts you a lot closer, but I don't think any team is really just one player away. There's
Yeah.
always multiple holes to fill.
I think if it is Miles Garrett, Max Crosby, or maybe Trey Hendrickson, you could see potentially a Super Bowl run
I
and an even
I think
slimmer
they
chance of a
put you
Super Bowl win. I
I
think it's
think they put you
possible.
into the conversation of consistent runs at the
Yeah.
playoffs. I think they put you in consistent conversation of winning your division.
Yeah.
But once you get to the playoffs, it's really hard to get to the Super Bowl.
But
Okay, so
and the thing is, the Bears are more than just needing to rush the passer. They are also needing
we
to stop the run, and you need to get D
right,
tackles and solid linebackers to do that.
right. So they're not just one player away. As cool as it would be to have them, I don't see it happening.
Yes. I
All right, so let's
if
move
you
on to
wanted to
linebacker.
come here for free, we'd love to have you, Max Crosby.
Let's move on to
Yeah.
linebackers. There's only 2 free agents. They're both
Yeah.
unrestricted free agents. You've got DeMarco Jackson, who played almost 60% of the special team snaps, and he played 24% of the defensive snaps. He came in and filled in for TJ Edwards at times, for Tremaine Edmonds at
Yeah.
times, and for Noah Sewell at times.
Yeah.
And I would be I th- I wouldn't be opposed to him coming back, but I think that you've already drafted guys that you expect to be that guy.
Yeah.
You've got Noel Rasul, and you've got Ruben Hippolyte, who you expect to be the
I
guys.
have Noah Sewell here as a restricted free agent.
I don't have him as that, but let's say that he is,
Yeah.
right? That means that they have the exclusive. That means that not exclusive rights. It means that they have right of first refusal.
Yes.
Who's going to offer him money?
Nobody.
Right, you're going to get him cheap.
Yeah.
So you've got him that you drafted, and you've got Ruben Hippolyte, who you just drafted last year, who you hope
Yes.
step up those positions.
Yeah.
You've got the other guy that's a free agent is Jalen Reeves-Maybin, who they signed late in the season. I think they actually signed him in the playoffs. Again, that was just his insurance. I'd let him walk. I might entertain DeMarco Jackson if I could get him cheap, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 guys under contract for next year. You're only at most you play 3, but typically most times you're playing nickel defense, which means you're really only playing 2 linebackers. And those guys are Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards are both signed. You can't afford to cut Edwards because it'll cost you $2 million. You can save $15 million if you were to let Tremaine Edmonds go, but who are you going to bring in his spot? You're going to have to go get another starting linebacker somehow.
That's
And
it. We're cutting Tremaine Edmonds to bring in Max Crosby.
Okay, but who's going to be other starting linebacker then?
Max Crosby.
Ruben Hippolyte. But to
Yeah.
to people that are looking to try to generate cap space to get somebody like a Max Crosby, Tremaine Edmonds is a legitimate
Yes.
potential cut for cap reasons. Absolutely.
I listen. Could we have a better defense or linebacker? You know, he's clearly a little too slow for some of the things we were putting him on. But
Before he got hurt, he was playing at a level of his paycheck.
Yeah.
But after he returned, who knows how healthy he really was when he returned?
Yeah.
He was not playing back to that level. But he is a legitimate potential cut to save some significant cap space to allow you to go make some other moves.
Yeah.
I just, as much as I would like to have a Max Crosby or a Myles Garrett or even a Trey Hendrickson, every one of those is going to cost you draft capital and money.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. No, that was it. That was a joke. That was not anything to take seriously. That's no.
Yeah, I just don't. I would love it, but that's a lot to give up both capital and money, and not just like mediocre money, like big time
money. Yeah.
So I just don't see it. But yeah, I could definitely see Tremaine Edmonds being cut a cap casualty, and then using that money to go sign a free agent pass rusher or run stuffer. Yeah. So it's very potential. But as far as the free agents go, I would be comfortable letting both of those guys go. DeMarco Jackson will definitely get an opportunity somewhere to be a backup. He's only 27. He plays a lot of special teams, so he'll definitely get an opportunity. I just don't feel a great need to pay him a bunch of money.
Yes.
Okay, so next we have long snapper. We have Scott Daly's a free agent, but we have under contract for a base salary of $885,000 and a cap number of $885,000. Luke Elkin. Scott Daly's 32. Luke Elkin is 23.
Yeah.
I like Scott Daly. I think he's done a good job. I don't know anything about this Elkin kid. I would investigate how much it's going to cost to bring Scott Daly back, because if it's average cost of a long snapper, I'd be willing to do it because I don't know that they're if Luke Elkin was their answer, Scott Daly would have been out already.
Yeah.
So
Um,
that's my thoughts there.
that being said, there might be, you can long snapper is not an end all be all position.
You can
Yeah.
get long snappers on the street.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I said, if you can get him at reasonable money, I'd bring him back. But otherwise,
Yeah.
all right. Let's get to O line.
Yes.
Here we have some decisions. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 12 guys on the list here. We've got total.
Yeah.
We've got 2 unrestricted free agents, an exclusive rights free agent, and a restricted free agent. So, our unrestricted free agents, let's start with those. Ryan Bates.
Okay. Yep.
He played some games for them last year.
Yep.
He played 82 snaps on defense on special teams this year, so almost 18% of the special team snaps.
Yeah.
What's your interest level?
My
He's
thought process here. How old is he?
29.
Okay, yeah. No, in that case, my thought process here is definitely uh we have Drew Dahlman. We can pick up another backup center.
Yeah, I agree. I could let
Yeah.
him walk.
That's the thing
Uh,
is these guys are almost all backups.
right. The next guy that's an unrestricted free agent is Braxton Jones, who has started many games for you as
Yes.
a Bear. This season, he played 18% of the offensive snaps. He started out the season as the starter, but was
Yeah.
benched.
Yeah.
He played 5% of the special team snaps. What are your thoughts on him? Keep in mind that
Yeah.
Trapillo's hurt,
Yeah.
and Theo Benedict was put at was
Was benched for Joe
when
Tooney.
right in the playoff.
Yes. Um
No guarantee that Trapillo will be ready until late into camp or even at the beginning of the season.
Listen, I like Braxton Jones in Madden. Uh he made some decent plays when he was starting, but quite
Madden
honestly,
does.
yeah. What I'm getting at here is that despite that, Ozzy Trapillo, yeah, he's hurt right now. We can pick up another backup for him.
Yeah, to me,
Yeah.
Braxton Jones is you let him walk.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
if
sure he'll get
he
a
is not
shot somewhere
getting
else.
yeah, if he's not getting much play, you might offer him something.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is
Yeah.
he lacked consistent concentration and was beaten fairly regularly by speed rushers.
Yeah.
So I am
Let the young guy step up and pick up a backup for him for on the cheap.
yeah. So we're letting Ryan Bates and Braxton Jones go.
Yep.
Restricted free agent Jordan McFadden. He played 2 snaps on offense, 25 on special teams.
Um oh, you mean our backup to Joe Tooney? Is he the guy who stepped in for left guard in the playoffs against the Rams?
I think that wasn't that Newman?
Luke Newman. I think so, yeah.
I think
I
Luke
was
Newman came in at guard.
yeah, I was impressed by whoever it was.
Yeah.
Actually, could
I
you look
think
that up real quick?
you can get Jordan McFadden
Yeah.
for a song.
Yeah.
Um, hang on. That was against the Rams, right?
Yep.
It's not telling me. Here.
mean, you could probably just look up like Joe Tooney left tackle. Get news articles on that.
Oh, it was McFadden that
Okay,
played
yeah.
left guard.
Yeah, I was impressed by Jordan McFadden in that game. I thought he played well.
I think he played well, and I think you can get him as a restricted free agent who played
Yeah.
barely any. I think you can get him for league minimum. So I would be happy to bring him back.
Now on
The other
my
guy,
list, he is not listed as restricted.
he's either way, you're going to get him for
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
The other guy is an exclusive rights free agent, and that is Theo Benedict.
Hmm.
Hands down, you bring him back.
Yeah.
You're the only team he can negotiate with
Yeah.
as an exclusive rights free agent. So
Yeah.
you're bringing him back.
Yes.
Uh,
And honestly, that solves that kind of solves our problem of losing Braxton Jones and who's going to play back up to Ozzy Trapillo.
Yeah, and you're going to give Theo Benedict first crack at left tackle in at least in OTAs, and because I don't know that you're going to draft a left tackle in the first round or anything like that. A guy that could come in and beat out Theo. Yeah, I think the Canadian Eagle gets a shot to hold down the fort until Trapillo is healthy.
Yeah.
Darnell Wright is under contract, but I think he's due for renegotiation.
I like him.
I would definitely at least consider the 5th-year option for him, because that's what you're at. You're at the point where you offer him the 5th-year option, which means you're paying him the top average of the top 10 for that 5th year. I would consider signing him to the 5th-year option and then negotiating some sort of long-term deal.
Yeah.
He started out a little rough, but he got really solid with the coaching
Yes.
this year.
I remember going into this past year, I was really concerned about the tackles, and I think Trapillo and Wright proved me wrong there.
Yeah, I think you can still upgrade over either of them, but I don't think that you can
neither of them
upgrade
are like top guys in the league, but
yeah, I don't think you can upgrade with the capital that you have.
Yeah.
So,
agreed.
I would look at, right guard, see if I could find something, that if I could improve Jonah Jackson, but again, they did a pretty decent job with another year of coaching. Who knows how they could be.
Yeah.
All right, so that gets us through the offensive line. Punter, we know we got Torrey Taylor. He's good. Quarterback. Well, we know that Caleb Williams is our guy, at least for the next year.
Tyson
and I would
Bagent
anticipate
Tyson Bagent, who we just re-signed, like either somebody's going to trade for him, which there's been speculation that the Cardinals might be interested.
I want to get to that in a second, but I want to get to Caleb Williams first. Even though we know he's the guy this year, after this season, you have to decide whether or not you pick up the 5th-year option on him. Obviously, we wait until then. Early signs indicate that you're going to, again, just like with Darnell Wright, you're going to say, yes, we'll pick up the 5th-year option and then negotiate the long-term deal.
Yes.
That's going to affect all the cap numbers next year going forward. That's why we have to be very stringent on what we do with the cap this year. We can't put ourselves in a really bad spot for one player, right? That's why I'm very hesitant to say let's go trade for a Max Crosby or a Myles Garrett, because it's just going to be far too expensive.
Yeah.
So I think we're in agreement on Caleb Williams. So Case Keenum is an unrestricted free agent. He's 38. He knows the system. Tyson Bagent, they signed to a long-term deal. This past year, he's going to make. He does not have a guaranteed salary next year, but his cap will be $4.75 million. I think he he will certainly earn that 4.75 million. His base salary is 4 million, but
Yeah.
you alluded to this. There have been rumors, and let's stress that carefully.
Yes.
Rumors
Rumors, not
that
reports.
people are interested. Yes,
Particularly the
say
Cardinals.
a lot of rumors around the Cardinals. I would say that if you get solid interest, real interest, if the Bears receive real interest in Tyson Bagent, this is why you drafted him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you didn't even draft him. This is why you signed. This is why you signed him to this extension. Is you saw enough in him to be comfortable with him as a backup and as an investment, as trade compensation. If you can develop a system, the Packers were really good at this in the '90s. They would keep drafting these quarterbacks. They'd get in for at the end of a game here or there. They'd show just enough promise in these things where they would trade them off and get draft capital back out of them. So if you can take a player that you didn't draft and you can get draft capital for him,
Yeah.
you have to entertain it.
Yeah.
I like Tyson Bagent. I think he's a gutsy kid. I think he's done everything in his power to earn his position in the league and has earned every penny they're going to pay him. And I think he would jump at the chance to go compete for a starting job somewhere. So if you get a legitimate offer, but I say legitimate offer, I'm talking a day 2 pick, right? So day 1 pick is first round, day 2 is second and third round.
Yeah.
So if you can get a second or third round pick, you have to
Yeah,
take it.
absolutely.
And then you either re-sign Case Keenum as your backup, or you go find another a veteran quarterback as your backup.
Yeah. Now,
Because you're at the point now where you want some experience of a guy that can come in if Caleb were to go down, right? You don't want to be the Denver Broncos where Jason Stidham comes in for you, right? You want to have
Jarrett Stidham.
like legit, Jarrett Stidham, right?
Yeah.
You want to have a guy who's got some pelts on the wall, as they say.
Yeah. Now, I will say there's been a lot of, like you said, a lot of people are saying, if we're not going to get if we're not going to get a second or third rounder, don't really consider getting rid of Tyson Bagent. Now, people have said, "Oh, you really think he's worth that?" I mean, not necessarily, but he's a good enough backup that we shouldn't consider throwing him away for less.
Everybody overpays for quarterback. Everybody overpays for quarterback.
Yes.
You're not going to get a first round pick for him. Anybody that thinks
no.
you're going to get a first round pick from is smoking some wacky weed or drinking some crazy juice.
Yeah.
You can demand, hey, if you want him, I'm willing to deal him, but you're going to give me a second or third round pick. I am not giving him for anything less than that.
Yeah.
So
I agree. He's a good enough backup that we shouldn't ship him off for anything less.
No, I mean, especially since you thought enough of him to sign him to a multi-year deal. You're obviously comfortable with him as your backup. So yeah, unless somebody gives you something of true value to make your team better, why would you get rid of him?
Yes.
So, right? Like Max Crosby. Why would somebody give up Max Crosby for DJ Moore and a late round pick? What?
Right?
No.
Yeah.
No, that's just
completely insane thing to have read.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk running back. The only free agent here.
We should kind of speed run through these because we are over an hour already.
Okay. Yeah. So let's quickly go through these. Right. We got Swift and Monangai are our main dudes.
Yes.
Period.
We do not need Travis Homer. Sorry.
We do not need Travis Homer. He can go bye-bye.
Yep.
Roschon Johnson's going to get cut. He barely played any last year. You're going to save $1.1 million by cutting him.
Yep.
So you're going to move on from there. If you might go get somebody in free agency or in the draft
Yeah.
that challenges Swift, but it's not the priority. The
Yes.
defensive line is the priority.
Yes, absolutely.
Tight end, you've got Loveland and Kmet.
Yeah, we
Those
don't
are your
need Durham
guys.
Smythe.
You don't need Durham Smythe. You've already got Steven Carlson signed for almost nothing,
Yeah.
1.1 million, and you can pick up a guy.
Yeah.
So we're down to just a couple. We're just down to wide receiver. That's all that's left.
Yep.
So we've got our DJ Moore, unless we end up trading him or something like that. We've got
Yeah.
Roman Dunze. We got Luther Burden. We've got our top three.
Yes.
From there, all you're worried about is two more spots, right?
Yeah.
Well, one of the guys you need to replace if you don't re-sign him is your return man.
Yeah.
They have some options. They've run some different guys back there, but your primary return guy is a free agent, Devin Duvernay, and he has been a good one. He had a few good, nice returns for the Bears last year. He's been in the. I can't remember if he made a Pro Bowl at a previous stop, but he has been a decent returner in the league. I would be potentially interested in bringing him back
Yeah.
in that role.
If not, listen, if we can't afford him, Josh Blackwell does pretty good at that position too.
If we can't afford him, I'm comfortable that we can find something adequate.
Yeah.
You might strike fire and find somebody in the draft that's a stud, but you're in a position where you're really hoping to have a dominant defense and a dominant offense and have this be a complementary piece as opposed to having to be a piece that you rely on to be able to get anything done.
Yes.
So the other guy is Olamide Zaccheaus. He played 50% of the snaps. He's 28, but like we said, we've already got our top three.
And this guy just keeps dropping shit.
Yeah, he drops. You got Ja'Day Walker already signed for $1 million. You've got Maurice Alexander is 29. He's not going to do anything. You're going to cut him too by the time then camp ends. But you've got Ja'Day Walker, who actually caught a few touchdowns. Caught a touchdown, at least one in the regular season. I think two. Made a couple of really nice catches when they needed it. So that fourth and fifth spots, they tend to rotate out every year, right? So I'm not really concerned. If we don't sign Duvernay, we don't. If we do, cool. I'm not worried about bringing Zaccheaus back.
Yeah, no, absolutely
we've got the other spots filled.
Yeah.
So that brings us through the roster.
Yep. Now, you have anything in particular to say about this roster, Dad?
I think you've got some solid core pieces.
Yeah.
I really
like our offense.
I like our core guys.
Yes.
I think that you still need to churn the bottom 10 to 15 guys on that 53.
Yeah.
That should be happening every year, regardless of what team it is, but especially a team that's looking to compete for Super Bowls. They should always be looking to upgrade those bottom 10 to 15. And pushing, some of the guys that are in the top, but after the 23rd to 40th spot, right? The top 22 are your starters on offense and defense. Obviously, you're looking to upgrade starters too if you can, but at this point, you're hoping that it's more through draft. But I don't think the Bears are just in a draft only mode. Every team has to have supplant their team with some free agents, but you want to get to the point where you're only looking to really fill those middle tier guys, right?
Yeah.
You're hoping that your top end guys are guys that you've drafted and developed, and then you sign to long-term deals.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're there yet. You need to get a quality pass rusher. You need to get a quality run stopper or two. And
Now,
I think you're going to have to pay for that.
I think Montez Sweat would be. I think Montez Sweat could be better if he had other people supporting him. Um, as we saw when the Packers added Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary benefited massively. If we can get someone to help
Here's
Montez
the
Sweat out, I think we'll see benefits for both people.
Montez Sweat is paid at the level that he should be that guy.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree we need to upgrade the position. We
Yeah.
need a guy that's better than him or at least as good as him to create those opportunities for both of those guys.
Yeah.
But Ryan Pace has done many things decent. He brought him in and he played really well at the end of that season, but I don't know. He look at the end of this past season too. He averaged close to a sack a game
Yeah.
the last 8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah, he started showing
But
up.
I need to see it more.
Yeah.
If he's going to be paid at that level, he's got to be that guy that creates opportunities for other
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know that he is. That's why we have to now go out and get another
Yes.
pass rusher.
That being said, I think if we only get one pass rusher, Montez Sweat is our best pass rusher right now.
I think you got to get two. I think you got to pay one and draft one.
Yeah. But you know, the point is of the hypothetical. If we can only get one pass rusher, Montez, it's going to be he's going opposite of Montez Sweat.
Oh yeah, yeah. Look, Montez is probably going to be a starter regardless.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're going to pay a guy who you expect to be on the other side,
Yeah.
and then you're going to draft a guy who is going to compete for time and be in the rotation for a year, and then next year you're hoping that drafted guy can replace one of those two guys.
Yes. All right. Also, I'm realizing, Dad, we've got I think there are 3 Sewell brothers in the league. The Bears
We got
have
2 of the 3.
Yeah, the Bears have 2 and the Lions have the other 1.
We have nothing against these 2 brothers, but we don't have the best one.
Yeah.
The best one is playing offensive line for the Detroit Lions.
Yes.
Yes. And he's one of the best at his position in the league.
Yeah.
So the other 2 are linebackers for us.
Yes. We should call ourselves the changing the division name. We're the NFC Sewell.
Sure. It'll work for a year.
Yeah.
until at least some of them move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, I believe that is going to be all for this time. Next time, I believe the plan is to discuss potential offensive free agents for the Bears.
Yeah. So I think next week we will talk about the free agents at large, the offensive free agents at large, and see who may be some good fits for the Bears.
Yes. And if we can't find any, I'm sure we'll just talk about interesting places they might go.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, obviously, I think we kind of do that as well. But being a Bears oriented team, we will be looking at that first.
Absolutely. So. All right. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed. And if you have, please like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.